Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to drop test a Quest 2. So this is a video that I've wanted to make for a long time. For the, I guess, 4 years now that we've been repairing Quest 2s, one of the most common things that we see is broken cameras and broken displays. I guess the two most common things that we see are broken cameras and broken displays. And there's lots of reasons that those things break, from sun damage to liquid damage, but the most common thing is that the headsets get dropped. They get dropped from waist high, they get knocked off a table, they get kicked off a countertop, and they break. Well, how durable are the Quests and their cameras and their LCDs? I've never actually experimented on that myself. Now you can see on a headset like this headset was dropped from about 4 feet up from a little over waist high, and maybe it just landed on a corner wrong, but this happens quite a bit. I've got another camera here. This is one that we pulled out of a Quest quite a while ago, and the glass just shatters, and it's a pretty good indication that there was a lot of force going behind that headset. How much force? Hard to say. This one came out of a Quest 3S, and this one's a little bit different because these cameras are exposed on the front rather than on the corners, and there's some marks there that indicate it may have skated across a bit of concrete on its way down. But either way, they take damage. Now here's an LCD. I pulled this out of a headset on a live stream just recently, and you may or may not be able to see exactly what's going on here. I might try and catch the light just right, but that LCD panel's cracked, and from the same thing, it got dropped. So how high up could you drop a Quest and it wouldn't break? Or how low down could you drop a Quest and it would break? And I guess these are questions that I would really like the answers to. I'd like to experiment. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to drop test that one because that one's broken. We're going to drop test this one. So this is a fully working Quest 2. All the cameras work. I tested this just a little while ago. We just set this up and updated the software on it. So if you can see there, it does track and the screen does work. And I want to see how high we can drop it from to break it. So the rules are pretty simple here. We're just going to keep dropping it from different heights until we either break the LCD or break one of the cameras and lose tracking on the headset. So let's start with 1 foot up on hard concrete. We've got a concrete floor here, so it's going to be pretty unforgiving. It's not going to be like your hardwood floor or your carpet at home. It'd be more like dropping it in a driveway or on a concrete floor, if you are familiar with what concrete is. We've got a slow-mo camera set up, and I've got a tape measure set up so that we can see exactly how high we're dropping it from. Should be fun. Should be fun. Test number 1 from 1 foot up. So far, so good. And test number 2, 2 feet up. So far, so good. It looks rougher than it is, I think. Test number 3, 3 feet up. This is about waist high, so I feel like that's about right. Can you drop it from waist high on concrete? 3 feet up. Ready? And from 4 feet up, 3, 2, 1. Oh. So far, so good. All right, so from 5 feet up, and 3, 2, 1. Oh. It's painful to do it. It hurts me to have to do this to this little headset for the sake of science. Did it happen? It happened. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We lost power. Let's see. Battery disconnected. Battery disconnected. So I'm getting the battery disconnect logo, which means that something came unplugged. The LCD is probably in good shape because I'm not seeing any cracks, and I'm not convinced that it's a camera. It's probably just the battery because there's a little retainer that kind of holds those things in. So let's see if we can plug that back in real quick, and then we'll come back and do the rest. So 5 feet up could be potentially hazardous. Might disconnect something. But it didn't break the cameras, which is interesting. I feel like the unplugged battery thing is far less common than the broken cameras. So it's interesting that that was our 5-foot drop result. Okay, let's take a look here. So if you did want to check this out for yourself, there's this little retainer I was talking about. We can just get in here, take these 3 screws out. Of course, if you follow my channel, you've seen me do this a bunch of times because it's part of every headset teardown. And sure enough, look at that. Just came unplugged. So let's plug this back in real quick. It's the hardest part of the job right here. Seat and battery connections. All right. So just unplugged, not too bad. I am going to, because I do this for a lot of the customers, I'm going to put an extra little bit of foam here just to make sure that that doesn't come undone again. And then we're going to put the retainer back on, and then we're going to be ready to rock and roll. Got that little extra bit of foam there. When we're inevitably back here in like
might be into the next
5
drop.
minutes.
Yeah.
Next drop. All right. Should we redo the 5-foot tests or move up? Move up.
I want to move up.
Move up. Okay.
It wasn't a camera.
One more, and then we're rocking and rolling. Brought to you by healthy doses of caffeine. All right. So we're back. Plugged the battery back in. Put a little bit of extra padding there behind that strap or behind that retainer. 5 feet disconnected our battery, so that's good to know. But it didn't damage one of the cameras, and it didn't damage the LCD. So we're going to keep moving up. 6 feet. So at 6 feet up, if it fell off of your head, if you had it up here, if you're as tall as I am, which is about 6 feet. Am I taller than 6 feet? How tall am I?
Yeah, you're bigger than 6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's 6 feet up and it's on your head, you know, if you're as tall as I am and you got it up here and it falls off, what's going to happen to it? Or what could happen to it? Or what could not happen to it? Maybe it's not the end of the world. Maybe it drops off your head and you're like, oh no, my headset, it's damaged, it's ruined forever. But maybe it's fine. 6 feet. Here we go. That about right? I feel like it's almost ladder time.
Yeah, just about.
Almost ladder time.
Yeah, I was thinking.
All right. And 3, 2, 1. That faceplate did pop out a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, well, I didn't have it on. So let's see if it turns on. If it turns on and we don't have a tracking error, then we're good. LCD's good. Tracking's working. We're good. So 6 feet, dropped on hard concrete. Your headset could survive. It's not the end of the world, necessarily. Of course, it does feel like you'd have to do hundreds of these tests in order to really, know, right? If only we had hundreds of headsets to dedicate. Okay, it's ladder time. I feel like we should go higher.
How high are we thinking?
I don't know.
Daniel, why don't you tell us about your fear of heights?
You know, I'm not big on ladders. I'll be honest with you. Most of the stuff that requires ladder usage around here, Preston has to do. Because I'm just not, But for you guys, I'll do anything. It's an 8-foot ladder. Although the measuring tape says it's 7 foot 8 inches. So we go from 7 feet or we would go from 8. All right, 7 feet. In 3, 2, 1. Survey says it tracks. It's good. It's working. Let's go to 8 feet.
I can't believe it's still tracking.
I can't believe it's tracking either. We need to take it up a notch. 10 feet. 10 feet. Okay. So from 10 feet up, I feel like I need to grab it differently. So I want it to be a nice even drop. So from 10 feet up, does that look like 10 feet to you? From about 10 feet up. Very scientific. 10 feet up. Can the Quest 2 survive? In 3, 2, 1. Tracks. I'm gonna be brave.
Brave for the viewers at home. Don't try this.
Don't try this at home. By the way, the ceiling's about 12 feet up. 12 feet up is where the lights are. Are we ready?
3, 2, 1.
How are we doing here? You're not gonna believe this. It's doing fine. It's handling it like a champ.
Yeah.
Let's go outside. Let's see how far we can take this. So at 12 feet, the only real damage was that the faceplate came off a little bit. I went ahead and screwed that back down. And since we still haven't broken a camera or an LCD yet, we're gonna take this outside. Our ceilings only go up to 12 feet. So our thought was, well, if we take it outside, maybe we can get it to 15 feet. It's only an 8-foot ladder. But we should be able to get it up there. Think that's gonna land on the camera there?
I don't know. You got insurance though.
We got insurance. All right, 14 feet. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, I see a little crack there. I see something. Let's see. Man, yeah, the asphalt's a lot harder on it than the concrete. Look at all these little scuffs and scrapes and stuff. Of course, it spun out and did all this crazy stuff. All right, let's see here. What we got? This damn thing's still tracking. It still worked. Okay, that's probably as far as we can go.
Gosh, that sucks. I'd like to go a little further. All I can do is top. What we can do is we can measure. Oh, no. I was gonna say we can measure how tall it is up to there, and toss it up.
Oh yeah.
To that mark and let it drop. I don't know if that's fair.
It's not very scientific.
Oh, you know what I've got? I think that'll work. I've got that suction cup. Oh, that'll work. How'd you get it on there?
I stuck it on there.
Can you get another stick to poke it off?
Yep.
Hilarious.
So what I really need is one of those like grabber things, but we don't have one of those. But I do have this curtain rod, and it's got a little rubber end to it. So I stuck that between the lenses and the face shield, and it's just kind of stuck on there now. So we're gonna see if we can take it even higher. I really want to go for 20 feet. That's what I'm aiming for.
It's over 9,000.
So I dropped it from 14, so we need at least another 5 feet. How tall is this right now? Okay, or 6 feet. We need another 6 feet up. Okay, all right. So 6 feet up. I don't think this curtain rod's as long as that one.
You might be right. I don't know if you have anything longer than that.
On the list of dumb things I've done, this doesn't even make the top 10, but it's still pretty dumb. Lawnmower was dumber. Lawnmower was way dumber. We should do another 4th of July fireworks quest this year.
Oh yeah.
We should go bigger this time.
We didn't. Yeah, we should.
We did like 1,000 firecrackers last time. Maybe we could do
10,000.
like 10,000. 10,000 firecrackers.
Throw it in with a mortar.
We could do that too. A bunch of mortars.
A bunch of mortars.
In an iron box. All right. From 20 feet-ish. In 3, 2, 1. That worked surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Stupid well. Survey says it tracks.
It's the one headset. The one headset.
It's so durable. That's funny too, because even like this camera has got some marks on it. Like you can see that that's not pristine like you'd want it to be. I would replace that camera.
You need to throw it with hate. Stop throwing it with love.
Well, I'm trying to be scientific about it, you know?
Yeah, scientific. Somebody's going to stand at 20 feet and accidentally knock it off their head.
You never know. Maybe they drop it out of a 2-story building. Blech. A building?
A building.
A building. I think we'll just drop it from 20 feet one more time
Okay.
and see if we can break it. Okay.
I think it's about as high as I can get it. In 3, 2, 1.
If that didn't break it, then I'm just going to stop believing that people drop these things and break them. Something else is happening. You'll never guess this, but it still tracks. So what did we learn? The Quest 2 is a lot more durable than I think a lot of people give it credit for. And I feel like I say this a lot on the channel and on my live streams, is they'll take abuse. They're durable little units. Yeah, there's things that break on them. There are things that you can do to them. Obviously, we wouldn't be in business if they didn't break from this or that. But dropping a headset, even onto a hard concrete floor from 14 feet up, dropping it onto asphalt from nearly 20 feet up, didn't break anything. We scuffed it up a little bit. The headset's definitely not in the pristine condition that it was in before. You can see some little marks there, and it even does kind of look like that camera took some abuse, because if I saw that camera in the shop, I'd replace it. But it tracks, and the screen's not damaged. It's not like the LCD cracked from the fall. It absorbed it. The outer shell did its job, and it just protected the internal components. And I'm kind of surprised, honestly. This is like the opposite of our lawnmower video, where we expected the headset to be damaged but fixable, and instead the lawnmower just like ate it up into a million pieces and it was totally unrecoverable. This headset you could pick up and play right now, and you could just play on it, and there's nothing functionally wrong with this. It's just a little scuffed up. So I'm not telling everybody to go out there and drop their headsets. Please don't do that. Please don't replicate this at home. I really just wanted to see how much damage one could take or would take before breaking in a relatively controlled environment. And I feel like I got my answer. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or if you learned something, feel free to like and subscribe. That always helps us out, helps out the channel. And we will see you guys on the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to drop test a Quest 2. Oh, damn it. Let's do it one more. Let's do one more take.